Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes. So, yeah, attitude. Back to our chapter 6, right? Chapter 6. Attitude and social cognition. Yesterday we discussed how the attitudes are formed. What are the processes involved? Okay, that involves basically the three things, the three learning principles plus the role of a particular group or cultural norm plus learning through exposure to information. There are the 5 points. One is the observational learning. Based on that, we have 1 point. Based on operant conditioning or instrumental conditioning, we have 1 point, that is rewards and punishments. The first point that we discussed was based on association, which is related to the classical conditioning method. Okay. And apart from these three learning principles, one is the media exposure to information, all those things. Then the other one is the group or cultural norms. These are the 5 processes involved in attitude formation. Okay. Now today we will be learning about closely related topic, that is factors that influence attitude formation. Please write the heading, factors that influence attitude formation. Factors that influence attitude formation. Elvina and Amal, please switch on the videos. Factors that influence attitude formation. Okay. Now, before we start, do you have any idea what would be included in these topics? Factors that influence attitude formation. What all factors would influence your attitude formation? Yes.
The way we perceive ourselves and others,
Okay. Then,
behavior,
whose behavior?
ours and other persons.
Okay. So all that can be considered as our experiences, right? The way we behave with others, the way they behave with us. Again, it changes from one situation to another situation. So basically, if we are changing one attitude or if we are forming an attitude of a person, that means we have had an experience with that person earlier, isn't it? Then only we can form an attitude about that person. Yes or no? Yes. If you don't know who the person is, then obviously you can't form an attitude about that person. Same with an event also. If you have not been in an event or to an event, obviously you cannot form an attitude towards that event, isn't it? Yes. So obviously your experiences might influence your attitude formation. Then, other than that, what other things might influence your attitude formation? Think about your attitudes towards various things. Think about how it can be changed or how it was formed and what were the factors that led to its formation.
Situations,
Situations, again, that can be put into the category of our experiences. What about the faith, the religion that you follow, the faith that you have in God? How was such an attitude formed? What were the factors that influenced in forming such an attitude? By birth, did you start believing in God? Obviously not. We did not even know what God was or what God is. We didn't have a schema about God, isn't it? Yes. So, how did you form an attitude towards God or religion or faith?
Observation.
Observation. Okay. Who or what were the factors that influenced your attitude formation, other than observation, situations, and experiences and behaviors? Are you looking at me like that? Complete blank. What? What am I speaking some gibberish or something? Think. Let's take a specific example then. Yeah, some of you have switched into being vegetarians, isn't it? Aishwarya, are you still on that? Yes. Okay. So, what was the factor? I mean, look at Meghna's expression. How could you? He's asking you non-verbally. How could you? Yes. So the thing is, what all factors led you to change your attitude towards non-vegetarian food?
Media influence.
Hmm. Only media.
Yes.
Only media. Okay. So just like that, this is an example. Think of other change of attitudes or formation of attitudes that you have had, and think what all factors might have led to that. One set is personal experience, that I agree. The situation that you're in, or the experience that you're having with a person or an event that influences you. Now, this one, media influence, it is a major form of influence, major set of factors that might influence your attitude formation. Other than that,
The
let's
people
ask
around you.
people around you. Okay. People around you in the sense?
Family, friends, the society as a whole also.
Yes, yes, correct. We all know that Amal loves football and Messi, isn't it? Yes, Amal? Yes. So, from when did you, I mean, since when are you a fan of Messi?
2013.
2013.
13.
Why so specific?
Because my father loves
Father loves him. Okay, so then you started being a fan of Messi.
it.
So, father is your influence. Yeah, you can consider parents as an influence, isn't it? An influential factor in forming certain attitudes. Yes, now he has a positive attitude towards football and towards that personality that might be influenced from his father. Okay, so parents, just like Aishwarya said, the people around you, including your parents, can be one set of influences. Then, so we got 3 points. One is personal experience, one is media influence. Now we have parents, and along with parents, if it is a school going child, obviously there will be teachers also involved, parents as well as teachers. Okay, so we have three sets. Now, who else would influence, or what else would influence our attitudes?
The religions and customs we follow.
The religions and customs we follow. Yes. And that's all. That's all. Yes or no? That's all or no? Is that all? Yes. Okay. Let it be. So I hope you all wrote the heading. Sorry. Yes, I hope you all wrote the heading, that is factors that influence attitude formation. The first one is family and school environment. You can write the first point as family and school environment. Family and school environment. Obviously, this involves the family members of the individual's family, including parents and siblings and other elders, and also the teachers. Might also involve the non-teaching staffs in the school. All the agents in the school environment is included in this point. Elvina, just read that paragraph. It's very simple. It's self-descriptive. Okay.
The following factors provide the context for the learning of attitudes through the process described above. Family and school environment. Particularly in the early years of life, parents and other family members play a significant role in shaping attitude formation. Later, the school environment becomes an important background for attitude formation. Learning of attitudes within the family and school usually take place by association, through rewards and punishments, and through modeling.
Yes. We yesterday we learned what are the processes involved in the formation of attitudes. Okay. Today we are learning what are the factors that can influence this formation. Okay. And first one among them was family and school. I'm not making it too boring by explaining it again and again. I told you it is self-descriptive. You are in an age which you can really understand the topic and the point. It's a bit general topic. Okay, the second one is a bit different. It is reference group. Please write the term reference groups. Groups. Yes, is there. Okay. Now, how many of you support a particular political party? I mean, if you have a strong support towards or strong inclination towards a particular political party, just tell me. Don't tell the name of the party if you have it or not. If you have, just raise your hand. Ashish, yeah, obvious. I know why. And rest of you? No. Amal. Okay. Amal Kesaji, you support a political party?
No, no.
No. Okay. Only into sports. Grishma? Grishma is not available. Okay. Do you hate any political party? If you hate, just raise your hand. Okay. Okay, Elvina and Ashish, isn't it? So obviously, if you support a political party, you are having a positive attitude towards that political party, isn't it? Yes? Yeah. And if you are against a political party, or if you have, if you don't support a political party, that will be a better way to frame it. So you'll have a negative attitude, isn't it? If you hate it, obviously, you have a negative attitude towards that political party, isn't it? Yes. So especially during adolescence, it is seen. It's an example. During adolescence, these teenagers, or we call them adolescents, they start developing attitudes about various political parties. Especially when you all go for the graduate course. Now, after +2, when you go for graduate course or any other professional courses, you can see that your classmates, your fellow classmates might have different viewpoints about different political parties. You're just taking one example and trying to explain. I'm trying to explain reference groups. Okay. And here, the thing is, some individuals, maybe some of your classmates might support a political party very strongly. which means they are abiding by the rules and norms of that particular political party. Haven't you heard that the party's principles are in his blood? Yes, in films and all, too much exaggerated ways are shown, right? They will die for the party. They are living for the party. Even in the life decisions, the party has the final statement. Yeah, there are people like that. So the thing is, they are having an extremely positive attitude towards this particular political party. And political party is also a group, right? It is a social group, and that party might have different social norms and rules and regulations regarding how to live, how to behave, how to do this, how to do that, how to help others. Should you help others in the first place, or should you not help others? Should you put yourself in the first place? All those things. Yeah. So each political party has its own principles, its own values, isn't it? Its own norms also. Norms means basically the rules. What is standard? What is the standard level? What is the standard behavior? All those things. Yeah. So that can be considered as one reference group. Reference group means, please underline the textbook, page 111. Reference groups indicate to an individual the norms regarding acceptable behavior and ways of thinking. Acceptable behavior and ways of thinking. So if one political party is telling that this is the acceptable behavior, this is the way that you have to think in, then that means if that person is involved in that party, or if that person has a positive attitude towards that party, that means that person is abiding by that. They are accepting those behaviors. They are accepting that norms and behaving like that according to that party's principles, isn't it? So reference group means it is a group of individuals. And in that group, there will be certain standards and norms set on what is acceptable and what is not. How should you think and how should you not? How should you behave and how you should not behave? Okay, that is a reference group. And political party is just an example of a reference group. Okay. And in a textbook, it is given, especially during adolescence, individuals start developing these attitudes towards these political parties. Okay. And when I was in college, like when I was doing my graduation course, there was one guy in some other department, not psychology, some other department. And usually strikes come, isn't it? Political parties call out strikes. And what happens is most of the strikes won't be supported in our college. There wasn't much politics in our college during that time. Okay, now I don't know what's the case. So this guy on one week on Monday, I think, this guy was standing in front with the flag and all in front of the college gate. And next day there was a strike. Not next day, another the next month there was a strike, and it was of the opposing party. And again, this guy was there holding the flag of that party. And I asked him, which party are you really in? And he was like, I don't have a party. I just want a holiday. That's all. Because of that, this guy is holding the flag and going along with these party people. Okay, so that is the case. So you are free to choose which principle you want to accept, and you're of that age to understand what are the positives, what are the negatives, what are the pros and cons and all, and then you form your own attitudes towards a political party and such reference groups, such social groups. Okay, so these reference groups are something that might influence our attitudes. Okay, now if it is a new person joining that party, from that day onwards, the principles of the party might change, might influence this person's behavior and other principles of life, isn't it? Yes, maybe from today onwards, one person is joining a particular political party. From next day onwards, the party will say this is the thing. The party will say that is not the way to do. You have to wear this kind of dress. You should not wear that kind of dress to be a member of this party. So obviously, that person's attitude is changing towards life and towards various other things, isn't it? That is why it is considered as a reference group. So that is the second point, reference group. A third one. Third one is again something that we have already discussed, personal experiences. Personal experiences. Okay. So personal experience, again, it's self-descriptive. Because of the personal experience, we might have different attitudes towards different things, towards different people, and towards different events or behaviors. Like you guys know me, I'm teaching you. Hmm? You all belong to humanities batch, and only Mehak is there from science batch, so she also knows me. And you have an attitude towards me, isn't it? That might be entirely different from a person in the commerce batch, a person in the science batch who is not attending my class or who doesn't know me, isn't it? You are having personal experience with me. Yes or no? What a foolish question. Yes, obviously, yes. So your attitude and the other person's attitude who does not have a personal experience with me will be different, obviously. That is the main point in this section. Yes. Meghna, please read.
Personal experience. Many attitudes are formed not in the family environment or through reference groups, but through direct personal experience, which bring about a drastic change in our attitude towards people and our own life. Here is a real life example. A driver in the army went through a personal experience that transformed his life. On one mission, he narrowly escaped death, although all his companions got killed. Wondering about the purpose of his own life, he gave up his job in the army, returned to his native village in Maharashtra, and worked actively as a community leader. Though through a purely personal experience, this individual evolved a strong positive attitude towards community upliftment. His efforts completely changed the face of his village.
Did you all listen to the story? What was the story, Elvina? You read, no? We heard your voice today. Aishwarya?
So one person was there in army and he was a driver in army. So he had a personal experience, and in that experience he almost got killed but did not die, and all his companions got killed. So he stopped his job and went to his native place in Maharashtra and worked there as a community leader.
Community leader, yes. He left his job in the army as a driver and went to his native place, started working as a community leader. And for the community welfare or the upliftment of the people in the community. Okay, that was a life-changing moment in his life that created a drastic change in his attitude towards his own job. Because when he saw death in front of him, he realized that this job involves so much of risk. And maybe he might have thought that he has something more worthy to do in his life. And then he came back to the native place and started being a community leader and work for the upliftment of so many people there. Okay, that was the story. So based on our personal experiences, we can form certain attitudes. We can also change certain attitudes. Okay. Then last point is media related influences. Media related influences. Media related influences. Yesterday, when we discussed about the formation of attitudes, I think Mehak told about self-love, isn't it? Yes, Mehak spoke a lot about self-love, and I asked her how was it formed, and she spoke about media influences. Mainly, she used to read Instagram posts, then articles in Google or the other blogs and other sites. So from that, she learned a lot about self-love and she understood its value, understood how important it was to take care of yourself. Yes, Ashish, who's the one to love you the most first?
Myself.
Myself? Is that a question?
Eh? Yeah.
Myself? Oh, is it a question mark
Myself.
again? Myself. Okay. Aishwarya also has a habit of answering like that, isn't it? With a question mark in the end. I have to confirm yes or no. Okay, yeah. So through media, we get a lot of information. I'm not telling that media has only a positive influence. Obviously, we all know media has good influence versus bad influence. So it's our duty to choose the better one. Okay. So we have a various amount of information and a vast amount of information, telling variety of information, isn't it? Based on variety of things. So based on our uses, we are free to choose which one we want. Do we actually need that? And how much do we need that? All those is our choice, our life choice, to be frank. And so these media related influences can also form or change some form of attitudes that we have. Okay. Ashish, read it. Last paragraph. Read at least half.
Media related influence. Technological advances in recent time has made auto-vision media and the internet very powerful score of information that leads to attitude formation and change. In addition, school level textbook also influence attitude formation. These scores first
Is it scores or
strengthening the
sources?
sources. First
Sources.
strengthen
The
the
cognitive.
and the cognitive and affective components of the attitude.
And subsequently complete that and then we'll stop.
And subsequently may also affect the behavioral component.
Okay, fine. It was fine. The only problem was about the scores. So sources, okay. Don't get tensed when you read. Read word by word, read slow, no problem, no hurry. Okay, so what is mentioned here? The media influences. One is in the form of media can be different forms, isn't it? It can be written media, typed ones like our textbooks. It can be in the form of social media, all the social media accounts and sites and all those things. Okay, even the radio, television, all those are forms of media, newspapers. Okay. And here textbook, they are explaining about the textbook example also. Even the school textbooks that we have for studying, that can also be some form of influence on our attitude formation. It can either influence our cognitive component. It can also influence our behavioral component, which means the way we think or the way we behave. It can influence both. Okay, now Amal Raj, please read the rest. Amal.
The media can exert both good and bad influence on attitudes. On one hand, the media and internet make people better informed than other modes of communication. On the other hand, there are maybe no check on the nature of information being gathered, and therefore no control over the attitude that are being formed or the direction of change in existing attitudes. Media can be used to create consumerist attitude where none existed and can also be harnessed to create positive attitudes to facilitate social harmony.
Yes. So we can use these media influences to create social harmony, to create harmony among the people living in a society. It can also be used in a bad manner also. Okay, that is the thing. Yeah, so that's what I told you. Media can influence us in a good way as well as a bad way. Can be a good influence as well as a bad influence. That's it. So these are the 4 points in the section factors that influence attitude formation. First one is family and school environment. Second one is reference groups. Third one is read at least
Personal experience.
personal experiences. Fourth one, media related influences. Okay, simple, right? And don't confuse with the other 5 points and these. Both are closely related topics. The first one was the processes involved in attitude formation. This is a set of factors that can influence your attitude formation. Okay, like it's like in a factory when some material is being made. There, all the learning process and all the 5 points that we discussed yesterday is involved. Now, if something is coming from the environment and influencing this making process, that is the factors that we learned now, the 4 points. Okay, understood. Okay, now attitude change we'll learn in the next class. Before that, how many of you think that you all have a quality of leadership? Do you think you are a good leader? If you think so, raise your hand. Aishwarya, I saw. Rest of you? Elvina? All the 4? You only like following, don't like leading. Amal? No. Amal Raj? What is your opinion on leadership? Not my cup of tea. Unmute and tell. What do you think of leadership? Do you think you can handle leadership?
No, ma'am.
No. Why? Why so?
Ma'am, I am so lazy.
You're so lazy to lead. Nice. Lazy to lead. Okay. So we'll watch a video and come back. It's basically on attitude and general. It's like a motivation speech or something. Just see and then we'll come back. Yeah. What was that attitude about? Mainly talked about leadership. That it was related to attitudes, but still mainly talked about leadership. How much it is important, not important, how can be, and why is one person a leader and the others the followers. Okay. I know it's a bit exaggerated, isn't it? Did you feel like, yeah, when they give motivational speech and the so-called inspirational speech, some form of exaggeration is always done. And this was a comparative one with the lion and who was the other one? King of the bird kingdom.
Eagle.
Eagle. Did you guys know that? Yes? Okay. So that is it about attitude formation. We have completed the process involved and also the factors that influence the attitude formation. That's it. In the beginning, what did we study? In the introduction part, nature of. Turn the pages and see nature of. First part. What was it about, Elvina?
Social behavior.
Social behaviors. In that we saw all the social processes involved. Pro-social behavior, social facilitation, inhibition. Then this, what else did we see? Impression formation, all those things. Okay. So I'm going a bit slow because exams are going on, and along with that, we are so much ahead of the portions also. Okay. Yeah, that's it. We'll wind up. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.